GRI, or the Global Reporting Initiative, is provider of the most widely used sustainability reporting standard across the globe. These standards are called the GRI standards. GRI is headquartered in Amsterdam and operates 7 regional hubs across the globe. There are 4 principles for defining report content in accordance with GRI standards. These include stakeholder inclusiveness, which means that the stakeholders must be consulted while developing the report. The next principle is the sustainability context, where it is expected that the report presents the organization's performance in relation to broader concepts of sustainability, which involves examining its performance in terms of limits and demands placed on economic, environmental, or social resources at the level of its operations. The third principle is materiality, which means that the report must include issues and topics which are important or material to that particular organization. The fourth and the last principle for defining the report content is completeness. The concept of completeness refers to inclusion of all material topics in the report, as well as it is applicable to the practice of collecting information and whether the presentation of the data or information is reasonable and appropriate. Stakeholder inclusion, one of the important principles of defining report content, is implemented the process of stakeholder consultation. Stakeholders are the individuals, entities, or organizations that are affected by the reporting organization's operations, activities, services, or products, etc. Or those entities or individuals that can affect the operations of the reporting organization. Examples of these include employees, shareholders, suppliers, customers, clients, local communities, government, non-governmental organizations, etc. Stakeholder consultation is important to gather feedback or views of your stakeholders in order to understand what is material or important as per their view, so that those issues could be included in the sustainability report. Now, materiality assessment is the process through which we identify the material issues, impacts, or indicators. An organization or a company may have several impacts on environmental and social well-being. However, there would be some of these which would be much more relevant for the organization's operation than others. Identifying those relevant and important topics is done through materiality assessment, where the views of all internal and external stakeholders is sought. A list of these indicators are made, and then they are plotted on a graph on X and Y axis, and the important or material indicators are identified. There are 6 principles for defining report quality. The first one is accuracy. As the name suggests, it requires that the data being disclosed or the information being disclosed through the report should be accurate as far as possible. And there should be a balance on coverage of different indicators so that an unbiased picture of the organization's performance could be brought into the light. It is expected that the information is presented in a way which is understandable, accessible, and usable by all the stakeholders. The report should also provide comparable data and information. Over the last few years, when depicted in the sustainability reports, provides comparability and trends of how the organization has been performing on sustainability parameters for the last few years. It is also important that the data that is being provided or information that is being disclosed is reliable. There must be internal controls or documentation that supports the authenticity of the data. One must also keep in mind that the data or the information that is being disclosed to the report is available to the stakeholders in time so that the information could be integrated into the decision making of the stakeholders. It also refers to the regularity of reporting. The GRI standards have 2 broad sets of standards: universal standards and topic-specific standards. Universal standards have 3 series: 101 series, 102 series, and 103 series. 101 is the starting point for using the GRI standards, where the principles are explained along with the generic requirements of developing a report. The 102 series provides information on what should be included in terms of information about the organization itself. 103 series includes management approach for each material issue being disclosed in the sustainability report. Then we have 3 topic-specific standards. The first one is on economic, second on environmental, and third on social. And as the name suggests, the economic series includes different indicators which should be disclosed to the stakeholders in terms of economic parameters. Similarly, on environmental parameters, what should be disclosed is included in the 300 series, and what should be covered under social parameters has been incorporated in the 400 series. While using the GRI standards in developing a report, there are 2 types of claims that can be made. The first one is in accordance claim, where one can mention that the GRI standards has been used as a set of standards to prepare a sustainability report, which is in accordance with GRI standards. Now, in accordance standard could be of 2 types. When a claim is being made that the report has been developed in accordance with the core option of GRI standards, it means that the basic requirements of disclosures has been met. Whereas when it is in accordance with comprehensive option, it would mean that a larger number of disclosures or data sets as required by GRI standards have been reported. Second option is where one can reference the GRI standard, which is called GRI referenced claim. If an organization has selected GRI standards or part of the GRI standards content without meeting the requirements of in accordance, core or comprehensive, then they can always use GRI reference standards. So in nutshell, two kinds of claims could be made, either in accordance with core or comprehensive or GRI referenced. Here we will discuss the key steps involved in sustainability reporting process. The first and the foremost step is to define the boundary. What is included, what is excluded, what geographical areas or operations have been part of your sustainability report and which one have been excluded from the reporting scope. Once this boundary is identified, then conducting a stakeholder consultation to understand the views of your stakeholders towards their expectation on what should be included in the report. Then identifying material issues by discussing with your stakeholders. This would let you know what are the important parameters that I should be disclosing in the sustainability report. Once these parameters are identified, then data needs to be collected for all these parameters. Then alignment of the report and your sustainability strategy with regional and national initiatives such as United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is an important aspect. Once this is done, then wording and designing of the report is done, wherein you include all the case studies and the text of the report and have it designed into a PDF report or a microsite, which is called digitization of a report. Once this is done, then GRI services are sought. GRI has a set of services which you can seek. One of the commonly used services is the GRI Content Index services, where the GRI checks whether all the information as per the requirements of Content Index have been properly mentioned in the report or not. Once the report is ready, GRI check or GRI services have been successfully taken, then communication of the report is done, where the report is sent back to GRI for hosting or hosted on a company's web page or printed and distributed with the stakeholders. For any information on sustainability reporting, sustainability capacity building, training, please do reach out to us. We are based out of UAE and have offices in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and India.